Alright, another beautiful day here in California. It's supposed to be 74 to 76 the next couple days for high temperature. Winds out of the east. Means dirty, funky air. A lot of this funky air keeps coming across the ocean from Asia, from all the industrial things that are going on, and it pollutes our air over here. Plus all the cars and the air pollution that's caused from here just really dirties up the air. It makes it hard to breathe sometimes, especially at night before you go to bed. You're all clogged up, can't hardly breathe. I can't imagine in 50 years what this planet will look like, even if we do something about climate change, if you know what I mean. Let's go up and over and down and do a video. So for thousands of years, humans didn't progress very well. They just sort of stayed amongst a few people in a small village and rarely got to go out anywhere, like to the next village or anything, because the only transportation was a horse. And most people didn't have horses. Only the very wealthy had horses. So for hundreds and thousands, for hundreds of years, humans haven't done anything really special. Until about 100 years ago. And then all of a sudden we start getting really good at inventing things and making rules and figuring out how to live with each other in bigger bunches of humans. But now that we have instant communications between all of us, anywhere in the world, at just a touch of a finger, you can contact anybody, talk to anybody, order anything from anywhere in the world just about. And the internet era began. When the internet era began, boy, did we start getting smarter, inventing things that we just couldn't ever imagine. Remember Star Trek? We all thought it would be so neat to be able to talk with each other over a mobile phone type device, and now we have it. And the problem is that humans are having a lot of difficulty getting along with each other with all this fantastic communications going on. Case in point, Russia and the US locking horns with each other. Stupid move. We've made all this fantastic progress towards who knows what kind of future, and we're ignoring the problem that we can't communicate with each other very well, even though we have devices to do that. We tend to get into fights and arguments with everyone. Think of everybody on this channel. How many arguments have you had over the internet? Now, before the internet, did you have arguments with strangers like that before? No, because it just didn't happen. Now, with all the communications and everything, and instant this and instant that, humans are getting pissed with each other. And not only that, but we're breeding too much. We have way too many humans going on the planet. And we've got to do something about this overpopulation problem. It's the base of all of our problems, with air pollution, environmental degradation. We also have this thing where money is king in society. We would sacrifice just about anything to make some money. And unfortunately, that's another place that humans have to deal with if we're going to make it past the 21st century. We just can't keep polluting and using up our planet the way we are, and driving just for the fun of driving, or going on a vacation halfway around the world, flying in an airplane for 15 hours just for a few days of vacation, and then we fly 15 hours back. 30 hours of flight per person. That's ridiculous. That's a waste of money. We need to learn to up our transportation into a clean energy, such as electricity or bicycle power or walking. We just need more of that and less of car driving, flying in airplanes. So communications is so important that we practice good communications with each other. We try to understand what the other person's trying to say to us. We had a little problem here, for instance, where buildings here in San Francisco are right next to each other. And it's very difficult to paint the walls in between the buildings. And unfortunately, the paint, all during the 100 years that have passed, the paint is toxic, full of lead and cadmium and all this kind of thing. So one wall in the city may not get painted, and the paint starts to peel and it drifts down into somebody else's yard. And instead of fixing it and just cleaning up the yard, we immediately go to the courts and start suing each other. And by the time it all gets done, a few paint chips cost over $2 million in court fees and fines for the building owner who didn't clean up the mess. And all that money gets to go to the person who had their yard with some paint flakes in it. And then the two people start fighting with each other. And because the courts just make everybody all pissed off and all, and it's unreal how we just cannot keep communications between each other on a civil level. And it's unfortunately, especially on chat forums throughout the internet and on YouTube, you can find some pretty mean people out there. And I don't know, I think the next revolution will be learning how to communicate with each other on a civil basis. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I'm sure everybody's getting a little tired of this war with this pending war with Russia, possible nuclear war, World War III, just because we can't communicate. Right now, the way they're communicating is putting more troops here, putting more troops and tanks there, putting landmines down. Can't believe Russia's just pouring the landmines all over their own country, to keep a wall between us and them. Why can't we get along with each other? You know, that's what I just don't understand. Why are politicians so bad that we cannot get along with each other? What do you guys think about this? Your comments are welcome, and I do appreciate your last comments on the last video. The ups, the downs, the new subscribers. And until next time.